Local air carriers are nervously watching the nation's capital, where bypass mail service is under attack from a group of lawmakers. A California congressman and others want the state of Alaska to shoulder the extra cost of shipping goods to rural communities. Now, Channel 2's Ted Land is live at Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport this evening. Ted?
Mike, we're at Ace Air Cargo, one of numerous shippers in Alaska which handle bypass mail. In fact, here's some right here. This pallet is headed for St. George, several boxes of potato chips. Over here, St. Paul, they're getting a shipment of food, also something from Walmart. And Antioch, a box of paper towels headed your way. So a wide variety of goods. You know, it's shippers like this one which ultimately feel the effect of any policy changes in Washington, D.C. Airlines like Era Alaska are really the only way for the U.S. Postal Service to ship goods to rural communities. Customers pay the same rates as they would anywhere else in the country. The airline makes good money off the program, and the USPS shoulders much of the cost.
Kotzebue, we go out to 14 destinations. Nome is 12 destinations. Fairbanks has its own epicenter.
That's how bypass mail works, though a group of lawmakers in Washington, D.C. say it doesn't work, that it costs too much, and are proposing the state of Alaska shoulder the extra expense. Air carriers here in Alaska see it as yet another attack on the state from policymakers who don't understand Alaska's needs.
It's just not well thought out. The current legislation has no thought to it. It's a personal vendetta, a quick way to save quick money and call it an entitlement, or I don't know what it is, but it needs a thorough debate.
This is going to Scammon Bay.
Ace Air Cargo agrees that they're being unfairly targeted, but acknowledges the program could be more efficient. They'd like to see the bypass load spread around to several different carriers, not just a select few, in an effort to spur more competition and lower rates.
We think that's the better way to go to ensure that the bypass mail process remains viable for the state and its residents.
Bottom line, they say stakeholders in Alaska need to be willing to negotiate to save the system.
It's probably in the nature of 75 to 80% of all mail that travels around the state of Alaska is bypass mail.
A heavy load that some see as a burden. Now, Alaska's Senators Lisa Murkowski and Mark Begich, as you might imagine, are not happy with that new provision. Murkowski is already lobbying colleagues and calling for a hearing on the matter. Mike?
So, Ted, it seems like the Postal Service has been under attack a lot lately. Is this related to that earlier proposal to close down some post offices?
Yeah, it's actually a provision within that bill, the U.S. Postal Service Reform Bill. Lawmakers are scrutinizing it from every angle. So this is just a part of their review and trying to cut costs.
Big issue for rural Alaska. Thanks. Channel 2's Ted Land reporting live from the airport tonight.